Today, I'm showing you how to make a mango habanero mead. Are you excited? That's what I thought. Let's get started. So you've undoubtedly heard of this combo before because everybody loves fruit and spice, especially mango and habanero. In this recipe card you see on screen right now, I used a combination of a couple different mango flavors. I used mango chunks that were frozen, just basically cut up real mango. And then I also used mango nectar. You can use any alternative flavorings. Let's say you have some mango wine base or you have an amaretti flavoring, whatever you have. That's what I used for my recipe card. You see some habanero in there. We are using a fruity yeast, specifically the Lalvin K1 V1116, and we went ahead and started our brew. We started our brew 24 hours before fermentation would even begin, or before we would even mix the stuff up. We gathered our frozen mango chunks, we went ahead and put them into a bucket, and we added pectic enzyme. This is to help break down the fruit skins. It's really easy. Literally just douse it over it, mix it up a little bit, walk away for 24 hours. This will break down the fruit skins. It will also help you basically get more juice out of the brew or out of the fruit. Come back 24 hours later. We mix together the mango, the water, the honey, and our yeast. Our starting gravity for this brew is 1.080. I use this drill attachment thing to mix up my honey water, yeast, and the mangoes. It really kind of pureed them even further. If you just want to mix it up with something else, really just breaking down the fruit skins will help. We're adding our yeast nutrient at the 24-hour mark. So we waited 24 hours after fermentation had begun, and we added our yeast nutrient. The fermentation time was about 2 weeks. I did have to periodically go through and punched the cap or pushed the fruit back down into the brew to make sure there was no bad bacteria that could grow. About 2 weeks goes by and we went ahead and racked it into a new container. We stabilized it with potassium sorbate and metabisulfite. You can alternatively pasteurize, of course. And then it was time to get the habanero flavor. So the way we got our habanero, this is how I did it at least. We needed to dehydrate a habanero. I bought a couple of them, cut them in half, put them on a baking sheet. I put my oven to a really low temp, like 160 Fahrenheit. And I put them in there for like 4 or 5 hours. Enough time for me to notice them start to dehydrate. Once they were done, pulled them out. We basically just added 2 halves of one, or a whole habanero, dried habanero, into this brew, and we let it set for like 2 or 3 days. We did taste test it about every day to see where the total flavor was. If it was too strong or not strong enough. It's about 3 days of time in the brew. We racked it into a new container and we back sweetened it. It's been stabilized so we can keep our fermentable sugars. So we used some honey. We got this up to, I believe, a 1.028 final gravity with our honey. We also added, I believe, a smidge of citric acid, and alongside all of that honey and things, we added our mango puree. Now the puree was about 16 ounces of puree for this 1.5 gallon batch, and it really helped to repronounce the mango flavor because after primary, the mango flavor was gone, so we had to do something there. At that point, it's been back sweetened. We've got our habanero flavor. We've got our mango back. We let it set for a little while longer. I used sparkaloid, which is a force clearing agent, to help clear it, and then we bottled it. Here's the timeline of how long this whole mead process is taking. It's not very long, honestly. We did force clear it, so that helped to speed it up some. It's about 10.5% ABV because we had our starting gravity 1.080, after the primary 1.000, after back sweetening with mango, nectar, and honey 1.028. I think it's time to taste it. I'm gonna get some friends to help me do the tasting, so let's go. Welcome, Mandy from Faywood Mead, to yet another video on the Man Made Mead channel. I need to keep like a running tally. You're definitely in the top 3 of most appearances guests up now. It'd be fun to get like a real tally. BC would obviously be number 1.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd be number 2, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. I mean, I think I could be.
Maybe someone can do some research for me and figure that out. But you're here to taste a mango habanero mead. And I feel like you've done something like this before, right? Have you done fruit and spice like that?
Just once. It was for the, well, are you talking spice like pepper spicy?
Yeah, like that kind of. I think you've done many a spice. Like I know your channel is a lot of like a fruit and a spice, but like a fruit and a capsicum sort of vibe.
Only one, and it was
Okay.
the Great Mead Project.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So I
that
guess
was
we
the
have
only
done this, and without the corn. That's the only difference here.
Yeah.
So this was a pretty simple mead. Lots of mango chunks. I think a tropical honey. I had to come back and add some mango nectar. I don't know if you ever used it. It's the Jumex brand, blue. Anyways, it's like super cheap. I added that to get more mango flavor because it was just zapped at the end. And then a dried habanero, chopped it up, and I threw it in there for a couple days, back sweetened. And this thing's a little spicy, so I don't know what your spice tolerance is, but we're gonna find out tonight.
We'll see.
We'll see how we do. So let's open it up and let's pour it.
Okay. My phone is just precariously placed over here. All right.
All right. There it is.
Pretty.
So let's
Smells
talk
nice.
about the nose. What do you get on the nose?
Definitely some heat.
Definitely, yes. I forgot that heat's a little compounding, and I don't know for sure if it fades over time in mead or if it rises up. I haven't really done enough testing to see, but I think it gets hotter. I don't know that it calms.
Oh,
That's
interesting.
that's a speculation, of course. I don't have real data to say so.
Oh boy.
So, what else you get? You get a little heat. Do you get any mango presence?
Oh,
Anything
for sure.
like that?
Yeah, there's definitely a fruit presence. I mean, it smells like the aroma is pretty balanced to me.
Yeah. Well, hopefully the taste is too. I guess we're gonna find out.
Lame.
Well, let's go for it. Let's see if we survive. Cheers.
Cheers. Whoa.
I feel like it.
It like took a minute.
Yeah,
I was
it's
like,
like,
oh, I don't really
okay,
feel any heat.
all right. Oh.
It just like
Rises up.
suddenly hits you. Like, oh, there's heat there.
Yeah.
It's good though. I don't think the heat's too much. And I think
Okay,
for people,
okay.
I definitely think for people, especially if they like pepper, right? They
Yeah.
like some heat. I mean, for many people, this could be a little bit spicy. But
That's the thing is people's spice tolerance, like, and I've met many people, I have many people in my life who don't like spicy drinks. I have a friend who's like, yeah, I don't like anything that has a spice to it. So, which is obviously all personal preference, but
yeah.
I definitely think, I don't know. I teeter back and forth between, is it too much heat? I think it's, as a spice person, it's not too much heat. But then I'm like always thinking in the terms of the average Joe who's going to drink this. Are they going to drink it and go, yeah, that was the perfect amount? Or are they going to go, oh, uh-oh, you know?
Whew.
Yeah.
Little hot. I think they might,
Yeah.
but overall, like, I really like the fruit and heat balance.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's good. And the heat doesn't last too long.
Right.
Like, I like it. I want to like put the cap back on and like save
Yeah.
it for like my pepperhead friends, because I
Yeah.
think that they would also really, because the fruit is very present.
Mm-hmm.
And because I feel like that's an issue where the pepper heat gets to be too much, and there's
Right.
not enough fruit or like sweetness to counterbalance that.
Yeah. Well, and I was trying to figure out with acid too. I was like, I feel like high acid or even brighter acid plus that heat would have been too much. And so I think I might have barely nudged it up some to help the mango flavor, but I was scared to do more than that. So I knew sweetness had to be there, but that was the hard
Yeah.
part. It's like balancing it. So I don't know. I think that habanero, I still think it rises a little bit, and maybe it has a point where it dips back down. Like,
Yeah.
but I guess I can answer my own question because I have, like you do, a great mead project mead floating around somewhere, I think, and that used habanero. So I could probably taste test that 2 or 3 years later and have an idea of if it's faded or if it's saying just as strong. So this is one of those combos that, like, you look on Facebook or Reddit and people are like, anyone ever done a mango habanero? You're like, of course people have done one, you know?
It's like the most classic combination.
Right. Hopefully this video hits some of those people. I'm sure that they'll go off and do their own thing, but the mango flavor, I think people often get scared to use other fruit sources like a Jumex bottle, which is like a $2 32-ounce bottle of mango puree, or nectar is what they call it. It's super cheap, but it does a lot. It does a lot of heavy lifting. So I recommend people try that. I know some people are purists and are like, I'd rather buy 45 pounds of mangoes and, do that, which is fine. Do you, but not a bad first try. I'm sure I could do some tweaks to make it better, I would say.
Tastes good though. I mean, I would have no idea that this wasn't just like real fruit,
Yeah.
Because the character is so nice on it.
Well, then I fooled you. Ha ha. I'm just kidding.
You got me.
There is real mango chunks in there, but definitely a little bit cheating. So, well, Mandy, thank you for tasting this. I'm sure many of you should have seen Mandy on the channel if you're a frequent watcher of the channel. But if you haven't, find her at Faywood Mead with links in the description. And go ahead and find her, check her out, and support her. She makes a lot of mead, and she does really interesting combos that I do a lot of. I feel wild, crazy combos that are just don't always work. And she has this very culinary, artistic view of mead, which is fun. So go check her out and see how she's making her meads over there, and wines and some other stuff that she might get into as well. But thanks for being here, Mandy.
Of course. Thanks for inviting me. It was a pleasure.
We got another one to taste, so let's do it.
Yes.